my name is Minty, and today I'm going to show you how I got this full glam, full face of makeup. A lot of it you might not believe, but it's true. Now, why don't you watch and see? I'll probably pull them out later. This is my makeup bag. It has all of my, not all of it, but some of my makeup in there. And this is my other makeup bag. It has some stuff on top and a bunch of stuff inside of it. And this is my lip liner. It's this color. It's very natural on me, but we'll get to the lips later. And this is like a smaller blush brush. It could be good for like adding warmth to things and stuff. So there's a lot more, but I think right now we could probably get started. So the first thing we are going to need to do is get out the e.l.f. primer. This is not like an entire foundation, but this is going to help with giving my skin like a hydrated look. You can put some on your hand and dab it around on your face. You can also just squeeze them on your face too. And of course, and here, and here, and here, and here. So, all of that to be on my face, we're going to rub it in so that it's less silly. Okay. Pretty good looking. It gave my skin that hydrated, moisturized look. Made my skin look even more hydrated. So, what we are going to do before we add the cream foundation is put some lip oil on my lips just to start. Don't worry, this isn't the full lip thing that we're doing. This is just a starter lip. I need to start though. Some products we're only going to need to use for starters. Another thing we could probably use is this eyeshadow palette. Has all these cool and iconic colors: black, sparkling teal, like dark brownish gray, gray shimmer, navy blue, and all these other colors. Especially this one, I'm really excited to use this one. It's probably going to look very flaky, gorgeous, and shiny, and shimmery, and glossy on my eyes. So, the one part of it that I was hoping to use is this one. This is kind of nude on my skin. It will be good to put over your eyes just to give it that nice warm tone before we do the cream foundation. So you can kind of see like a warm tone even within the foundation. So that's another trick I just taught you. So now that we have done that, we are going to apply the foundation to my face. See how this is big glove there? You can just dab that all over. And only a little bit on the eyelids because we have that nice eyeshadow on. Only a little bit. look silly the entire time because we are going to do the same thing that we did with the other primer, the hydrating thing. We're going to do the same thing with the foundation. Oh goodness, it looks very silly. So what we're going to do is the same thing, so... Okay, so that is done. But there's only one problem. It's a little light for my skin, so I want to show you this amazing NARS bronzer and blush 2-in-1 palette. I'm going to dip the brush in that, fill it in here, get the bronzer on the brush, and then apply it slowly to my face. If you guys ever have a problem with your foundations too light for your skin, don't throw it away. You can just darken it with bronzer, or if your foundation is too dark for your skin, you can just lighten it with like a cream colored balm primer or eyeshadow. Creamier, for that matter. If you still find it like it's a little too light, you can dip it in one more time and go over it one more time. So, you notice how that got a little better? And you can still sort of see the warm tone of eyeshadow through the primer. And remember, never leave something open on your counter. That could dry it out. So, now that's done, we are going to go in with a little bit of like adding warmth and maybe a little bit of contouring. So, if you don't have like an exact cream contour, you can go in and see if one of your palettes has something that would look good. Like that. That might be a good contour. It's not too dark, it's not too light, it's not too foundation-y, and it won't be too heavy. So you can just kind of dab there, blend it in with your hands or any other tool just to add some warmth. But if you ever find that it might be a little too dark, you can just keep blending it, or you can mix it in with some light primer. Teens dab, just so that it doesn't look too heavy. Here we have it. Added a little warmth to my cheekbones. So you can also kind of dust it up there, but if it's a little heavy at first, again, just kind of blend it out a little bit, and you can always use the light dot and blend it in with all of it. You feel like you could use a light dust down here on your nose? You can. So, that was kind of the contouring slash adding warmth type thing. These are all things we can do before we get to blush. Back to our brush bag to pull out the blush brush. As you can see, it has a lot of residue. I'll probably do to clean it soon. If you are not cleaning your brushes that often, or if you've never cleaned your brushes before, you should probably clean them. So, I just recently got this new, it's either, I can't really tell, but I think it is either a soft powder or cream blush. Before I show it to you, I want to explain it to you. It was got at a store called Happy Beauty. And that store is a place where some of my makeup that I've used today has come from. My foundation, this brush, the other brush that I use, that is all came from Happy Beauty. Not everything that I've used today has come from there, but some of it has. So I can't tell. This is either a cream blush or a soft powder blush. So, the way we are probably going to do it is one of the best tricks that was taught by me. You kind of swirl in, powder like that, smile nice and bright, and just on your cheeks. Do the same thing again. Make sure it's lined up properly. Right on your cheeks. Like that, and but if it ever seems like it might be a little too much blush, you can take the other brush and sort of blend it in to make it not so much blush. You don't want to just cake it all the way over with like a foundation again, because that would only make it disappear. And also, if you don't have all your under eyes concealed and everything, you can take a little bit of this again. This is actually from Happy Beauty. Glam. And you can kind of lightly get a little bit, a weeny bit here, and shortly apply it to your under eye area. You can always blend it out with your finger just to be sure it's nice and posh. So, now that I've showed you that trick, if you could either do that, or you can go in with some concealer over your little, area under your eye. But now that we are done with that, we can go in with the eyes. So for the eyes, I think starting with the eyebrows would be a nice thing. Nice little touch. A good trick is to first kind of align your brows lightly, stick mostly on the outer lining of the brow. Oops, I got a little bit there. So you see that you can always just blend it in through the brow and make it like interact with the outlining of your brow. Kind of get a unique little shape. You can also do it to where it's like the bottom area of it too. So then you can kind of like push it in with each other with your finger. That is a very wise and amazing makeup trick you can do. If you feel it like isn't dark enough in the middle of it, you can just like round it in like that. And yes, that might be a little spotty, so here's a little spoolie tip that you could just do this, and hey, it got caught in my hair. No big deal if it gets caught in your hair, just take it out. Kind of twist it throughout your brow. Oops. I notice how it might be sticking up a little bit up top. That is where you can just bring it down with that. So, I completed one of the brows. Now we will complete the other brow. And remember, you can't have two different looking eyebrows, so you gotta make sure they look exactly the same. Kind of hard to do this over the camera, but still doing it anyway though. And again, if it gets a little thick in a certain place, you kind of smudge it out with each other to kind of make again an iconic shape. Like it won't be so in competition with each other, you know? And again, you can do the same thing with the bottom line of your brow and smudge it in. And also, it was a little crazy looking. Like maybe it's not filled enough inside the brow. You can just put some inside the brow and go over with the little spoolie thing. Now that we have done that brow, we gotta make sure that that brow looks the same as that brow. That brow might be a little different, so you can go change this brow to look a little more like that brow. Oh, once again, spool again, color your hair, totally natural. You can always do this just to get that smooth shape. And again, smoothing down the top of your brow to make sure those don't stick up. So, now we have finished doing the eyebrows. We are going to move on to the rest of the eye makeup. Usually it's best to do eyeliner as the first thing of eye makeup. Here it is! Poof! Here's my eyeliner. Here it is. The wonderful big baby of eyeliner. Oh, looks like we've got a little eyebrow up there. So just push it down and let it go with the rest of the brow. Here is the wonderful big baby Maybelline eyeliner. An amazing thing, one of the pretty much the eyebrow eyeliner I always seem to use. And today, since I said I was going for like a glam look, we will start farther out and go in. And kind of make sure it all matches, you know. And also, since it might not look super pointy at first, you can always just take a makeup remover wipe and fix it. Right now I'm going to take a Target brand makeup remover wipe. Pretty much on the last couple ones, but you can only pick one of them. I'm going to show you one of the most amazing parts of fixing your eyeliner with a makeup remover wipe. It's not that pointy, so just and now it's pointy. See how easy that was? Got ourselves a nice pointy little thing. Oh my god. Really on my eyelid just. So if you ever get eyeliner on like your eyelid or all over your corner of your eye like I just did, you can just take the little wipe and whoop. It's gone. And whoop. It's gone. So there we have it. We have a perfect cat eye. So, now that I have done the eye, I'm going to complete the other eye. Ding! Okay, so, as you can see, I kind of shifted the eyeliner a little bit to make it match precisely. So, now that we have made our eyeliner look precise, we are going to move on to the eyeshadow part. Ooh. Now the brush I plan to use is two-ended brush. And I think I am planning eyeshadow palette. The one I showed you earlier with all these wonderful things, there are 400 billion other eyeshadow palettes, but I think for this round of makeup, this is the palette I am wanting to use. So, since we have like a little eyelid space above that eyeliner, because my eyes are hooded, and sometimes with hooded eyelids, you can pull off making your eyeliner look like this, but when you close your eye, it looks like that. So, you kind of slightly dip your brush in there. Don't dig it too hard because otherwise it's going to be a little cray-cray looking. So, we can start by applying the eyeshadow carefully along the lid above the eyeliner. And after you can kind of blend it out with your finger, maybe even put more in with your finger. The eyeshadow I'm using is a white tone of eyeshadow. It's like a very snowy colored one. You can also put some in that area, but wait, there's a little too much blue tone in it. So next time again, you can take like a little makeup remover wipe and wipe it off of the inside. Oh, and there's a little red spot over there too, there. So what you do in place of that, when you replace it, you use some primer in those spots. Okay. Make sure you get every nook and cranny of the spot. You kind of blend it into the top of the eyeshadow area just to do that. So again, this applies for the other eye. You can apply it carefully among your eyelid. Just zooming in this time just so that you can see what I'm doing. And it may be a little dark because the brush might have some stuff on it. So you can dip it in your finger and kind of apply it just like that. This might be a cream eyeshadow because it feels a little creamy on my hands. So that is how this is working with this eyeshadow. Once again, just so you can see what I'm doing. And again, you can do that, and it might have a little bluish tone right here in that area of my eye. So you just take a little bit of primer and put it there after you wipe it off right there, but that's how you do it. Perfect! Perfect metodo. That is exactly how you do your eyeshadow with this cream Tim Burton Night Before Christmas eyeshadow palette. Next, before we go in with the mascara, I wanted to add some highlighter in here. Highlighter might be a little bit of a tricky step, just because we are trying to get it on this area of our face, but not going all over anywhere else. So, in order to do that, we are going to take this brush, dip it in here, and brush it on this area of my face and dip it down a little bit into the blush. Do the same part on the other side. Sort of dip it down into the blush. But since we're not going to just leave it like spotty like this, we're going to blend it out with the fingers. A good strategy for you when you're doing this stuff is you can blend it all out like this with your fingers. Just zoom in close so you can see what I am doing. And of course, that might have put a little bit on my under eyes too, and it looks a little weird. So what we are going to do is we are going to wipe it off the under eyes, and in place of that, we're going to put back some of this NAM stuff. You can still kind of see the little blue shades of it under your eye. You can just do that, and the same thing with the other under eye. As you go in with the primer slash concealer and do it all. Now it looks like the highlighter is just on the cheek area in the middle without it looking crazy. So, now we're going to move on to mascara. This is only one of my mascaras. I have two other kinds, but the one I wanted to show you today is this one. This is Lash Princess Essence Mascara False Lash Effect. But wait, before we go in with that, we are going to need to curl our eyelashes before we go in with it. The eyelash curler, I'm not exactly sure what brand it is, but it's definitely a good curler. So, I am going to clamp the base of my lashes and bring it up like this. I'm going to pump it a few times until it is curled. See? They've curled quite a bit. So, what we are going to do is put the mascara on this eye, and then curl that eye and put the mascara on that eye. So, the way to do it without getting mascara all over your eyelid is you put the shield on. Oh goodness, I still have to wipe it off. You put the shield on your eyelid before going in with your mascara. And the way you have to do it is you just get in there with the shield and go onto your lashes and okay, only one swoop, and that's all it took. To get the full lash glam of this eye. Perfect! Both eyes have been completed. Only one swoop got both eyes. It even got the bottom lashes. So, I think before we are completely done with the makeup, you can't be done until we do lipstick. So, I think the best lip that will go with this dress is my mauve on the mauve Revlon lipstick. And just to clean off the excess of some of the layers, you can use like your hand, or you can take a wipe and just kind of do that, or do that, and it will be precisely perfect. And also, just so that it's a little more pop, here is this lip shimmer that I can use on my lips. It can go over lipstick. It's like a top coat lip, you know, that kind of stuff. Perfect. And my lips are nice and glossy and matte at the same time. And that, my dear people, is the best way you could have your lips yet. Hair is important too. You just have to make sure your bangs are stay put and fix your hair down like this. So, I think that's pretty much done, but except for this highlighter is called High Beam, and it really does a lot. A lot of things you can do is you can put some on your eyes, like this, and then kind of blend it out with your finger. And that, my dear friends, is exactly how you get the perfect and most gorgeous, fabulous full face of makeup yet. Bye bye!